Hi, my name is Rebecca. Are you like myself who struggle with VLOOKUP? So today I'm going to show you how do you actually use VLOOKUP, the pitfalls in VLOOKUP, and at the same time an alternative method that I actually combine two data set together using Power Query. If you would like to follow along, please click upon the file link that is actually shown in this video. So enjoy the learning. Hi, I'm back. Our role is to actually use VLOOKUP to combine the headcount data set with the attrition data set. So what is actually in the headcount data set? We have column A, which is employee ID, column B, which is employee name, the date that it was downloaded from system, FT is full-time employee, and region is the place that they work in. Attrition data has something interesting for me. What I'm keen on is the exit date that is found in column B. The rest of the field type are the same. So with that, let me go back to my master template or the master data set, which is headcount data set. I would actually keen as exit date. So with that, I will use VLOOKUP and immediately Excel will pop up the instructions to you. We look up what the lookup value is actually employee ID because this is the common ID that combine the two data set together. The attrition date is here and which is the table array. So let me just copy these two data set that I'm keen, and my column index number is 2. Why 2? Because exit date is the second column after employee ID. So I press 2, and the range lookup, I want it false, which is the exact match and not the approximate match. So with that, you will see an NA because in Excel, it actually says that if the look at the triangle, the value is not available, it'll be shown as NA. So not to be afraid, just drag a little bit further, you will see some numbers. Numbers means that that's how Excel store the dates. They are all in numbers, and you put it down to my 315 records. Oh, sorry, yeah, it's 315 records, about 315 records. You'll be able to see some dates, and to be able to convert it to date, I just right click. So usually for myself, I'm a right click person rather than look at all the ribbons. It caused me to be very distracted. So with that, format the cell, format it to date, and I'm happy with this format, and I'll put like that. So you can see that the exit date, for instance, for Daisy Tan was 7 January, for Jill Low was 14 January, and Ronnie Ong was 21st January. With that, I'm quite happy with the VLOOKUP, and I'm ready to do a little bit of aesthetic to actually call exit date yeah, in the same format itself. And I'm good to go. So this is using VLOOKUP in Excel. Hi, welcome back. I'm right now going to show you how do you use the VLOOKUP process again. However, this time round, it will be a pitfall that I've actually made. Over at attrition data set, we can see that let me just unhide. We can see that the exit date is actually at column B, employee ID is actually column A. Now, what happened is that if I shift this around, now imagine if the employee name is actually at first column, the exit date is at second column, and we use the VLOOKUP process again. Let's see whether does it work. So VLOOKUP, the value is employee ID. The table array is still here, the 3 columns. And bear in mind the employee ID has shifted to column 3. Now we are still keen on second column. The column index number is still 2 because we wanted to put in the exit date. So I press 2, and the range lookup I press false because I want it the exact match. You will notice the NA again, but if you are to scroll down, it's NA throughout, which means that the VLOOKUP is actually incorrect. Uh, Excel, or rather the machine, is unable to read the employee ID and connect it together because now it's shifted to the third column. So this is one pitfall that I have encountered, and hope you like this lesson. Let me share with you my data analysis journey before we move on into a demo. I was a consultant for 15 years. In 2019, before I left the industry, I realized I don't even know simple things like VLOOKUP in Excel. And my level of competency is basically in count if, sum, division, and creating charts. Because most of the time, the data preparation is done by someone else. So when I actually landed myself in a corporate role as a people development manager, when I'm supposed to do end-to-end tasks, and that includes like connecting two data set together. And I recall I was trying to combine my culture survey with employee information, and I was stuck because I was unable to combine it when the format of the data is actually not the same. So I chanced upon Power BI and Power Query in my career, and I found that they are very useful to do things efficiently and complement Excel at the same time. So I'm going to show you a demonstration of how Power Query can do so. We will right now use Power Query to combine the two data set together. The objective is still the same, to place the exit date into our headcount data set. To do so, we may want to go to data, get data from file. So some people ask me, why get data again when you already have the two data set in the worksheet? When we are moving to Power Query, it is another software resting in Excel, and that is why we need to get data again. It will give you a lot of options, and I like to click select multiple item. Why is it that I'm not clicking attrition headcount data? Because those were the old data set that I've already planted in Power Query. So it has certain memory of the data set that you play with. So I'll click attrition data 2, headcount data 2, which is the same. And you have this option load or transform data. I choose to use transform data because then you go straight into Power Query. If I press load, let me show you. This is the effect. You realize that you are still in the Excel platform, but on your right, it shows that you have queried attrition data and headcount data, the number of rows included. So to go back into Power Query, I will go to get data and launch Power Query Editor. So you have the urgent data set here and the headcount data set. Remember, I would like to have the exit date in headcount data set. So I choose to operate in this file and I go to merge queries. Once again, it's another decision point. You want merge query or merge queries as new. I'll choose merge query as new so that you go into a new file name. Headcount data, the common identifier is still employee ID, and attrition data, the common identifier is still employee ID, then you press OK. With that, you have a new data set called merge one. Let me give it a name called headcount attrition. And in order to find the column that you would like to merge with, look out for the column with the two arrows hitting out. You can actually click upon it, unclick it, and look for exit date. That's it. In a short while, you have already found the exit date for staff. For instance, Daisy Tan has left on 7 January. If you'd like to actually rename this, you can also go to rename for exit date. Once you're happy, you can now close and load, which goes back into the Excel that you originally have. And it called this worksheet headcount attrition, and the exit date is also reflected at the last column. That's why I have to share with you on how Power Query can do things efficiently. If you'd like to see another software called Power Query residing in Power BI, I'm doing a 10 minutes exclusive masterclass using the same data set to actually demonstrate to you how Power BI can do the same function in a faster way. So if you'd like to go through this exclusive masterclass, which is free, please click upon the file link that is shown below. So see you.